So we are recording. So task 4, we had to give feedback. What we had to do, um, an action plan, and an electronic presentation for school administrators. So you guys can go first on me.
Alrighty. I want to apologize, Anthony. It didn't save all the way the correct feedback form, the first one I sent you, but I did resubmit a complete feedback form. I had accidentally, like you noticed, posted the one from task 3. So the task 4 one is there. And I wanted to say that first for you. And then as far as feedback, I thought you had a lot of really thorough detail. You really thought about each part of the action plan in detail. It's what a lot of my feedback is concerning. One question I did have for you for something to consider, because I know on task 3, you focused really exclusively on literacy and vocabulary and finding resources for that. And then I noticed in this action plan, you also mentioned improving some of the behavior with the suspensions and also the math. So my one comment on the action plan was maybe thinking about focusing it completely on literacy instruction, so that's a little bit more focused, because otherwise it's a lot maybe for one action plan, but you do give the details on all of it. But that was my one main feedback, just going from task 3 to task 4.
Mm-hmm.
You should be focusing on a lot more. So just whether you wanted to make it more focused or keep all of those things, that was my main feedback for you.
And so part of our because part of our school improvement plan deals with the disciplines, and so when we looked at our discipline over the past 3 years at our school, we had suspended students or students that out of school suspensions and in school suspensions that totaled 8 years.
Okay.
And so we put that as one of our goals in the school improvement plan, because if students are not in class with their teachers, then they're not going to be able to meet proficiency on in the grade test. I definitely understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. I think you're right. It all connects. Um, yeah, but my other feedback is there, but that was literally the only thing really worth explaining. Everything else was just checking off the boxes. And then
Okay.
and then like you had said, just narrating your presentation.
Okay.
Deanna, I'm done. If you have feedback for Anthony.
Yeah, I don't have my computer in front of me, but I believe what I put down is like maybe in your paper organize it a little bit better. Like put like prompt 1 when you meet with your team to develop an action plan. And then like prompt 2 when you met with the administrator. And for for prompt 1 to ask for a narrative presentation, you didn't have that. That's the only main thing about it, having a narrative presentation.
Yes. So I was going to do the narration for the presentation after we do the meeting, but I knew that you guys were pressed for time.
Okay.
I knew that I had some other things going on at work, so that's why I just had the electronic presentation.
Yeah. Awesome. You guys give me feedback next you would like.
So, Tasha, I think that you really did have a good presentation. I thought maybe if you just use headings
Mm-hmm.
um, for your sections, that might be helpful. And then explain it maybe already, um,
Yeah.
and then the use of first sped. I think you used, but other than that, you had good. It was a good presentation.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I agree with you. Headings is something I need to go and add. Thank you. already, I can definitely do that. Thank you.
Well, I can go? Well, I like the action plan. Everything was detailed. Give a timeline for it. You give how you can measure your action plan to see if it's working or not. And you have a narrow presentation like you're supposed to have for front one. And I like when you have your action plan have the short and the long term goals. Excuse me.
Thank you. Awesome. Thanks, Dion.
No problem.
Dion, for yours, I saw you had the narrated presentation, connected all there, so that was great. For when you're giving your explanation of the action plan, one thing I thought you could add to strengthen it would be some of your indicators of success. So once you implement SBLA and once you implement GMetrics, kind of how you know if it's successful. So the students break it up, will there be some surveys or some kind of way to measure the success of your action plan? I thought that could be added to your narrative. And,
I couldn't hear you about how would you measure success of the action plan.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So I was saying how you would measure the success. So if you implemented SBLA or GMetrics, kind of like, or would you look at students' grades? Would you look at like a survey? Just kind of like noting how would you know if the plan was successful? Just measuring that success.
If they have the you got the academy has to be approved first before I could get GMetrics. And if the academy was approved, then I would measure if GMetrics was successful by the student certification rates.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I didn't see that in there. So if you just add that, I think that would help.
Okay, I can add that in there. That's if you just suggested that.
Yeah,
that's one thing I did notice, that how to measure your action plan. I think for FBLA, I could measure by how many students actually join.
Yeah. Yeah, you could do that. You could even, a couple months in, maybe ask them. I think it would be, informal assessment too. How has this club helped you? And I think it could be, just a survey that way too, as far as the club goes.
How did the club help? How did the club help me?
Help them, just as far as measuring the success of the club. Maybe giving them some survey or something.
Yeah, FLA, basically, competitions, competing in regionals, state, they pass, they get through state and they go to national. That's how you can measure by that. And also being active.
Yeah, I think that would be great, putting in just how you're going to measure the success of your plan. And then as far as formatting, I saw, your title page, I saw that. And then one part that I put as far as grammar, just some part in present tense and some parts are in past tense. So just looking for that, just putting it all like in one, either all in the past. So that was my main feedback, and then that.
I'm not the greatest grammar person.
Oh, neither am I.
Well, that's why you have a feedback group.
But I'm gonna go back over it anyway. Check for grammar once you finish. Doing that. Stuff.
Yeah.
So like reading it back over it.
Yeah, Anthony, I'm all set. If you want to go ahead.
Yeah, I just have very little as well. Dion, I thought maybe make some sources or something to connect to highlight the importance of the Microsoft Imagine Academy in the action plan. Um, make sure that you're just reading over your stuff before you submit it, and you had the title page and the prompts listed on the in the document. And I thought maybe I suggested maybe that you do some headings too for the sections of your paper, your document.
All right. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So is that anybody have anything else to say?
I think so. That's our last
Yeah.
peer review. I guess from here on out, it's just case studies.
Case studies, and I think it's 1, 2. I'm not sure if it's next week.
I think it might be next week. I think there's one on, it's on 21st century skills.